All right, I am on the final stretch to finally getting this tractor rolling again. And this tractor is getting on my last nerve, okay? It never fails, you know, and it's an old tractor, granted. It's a 1981 John Deere 116, 16 horse, Briggs & Stratton motor, 38-inch deck. But, and every time I go to get this thing rolling, something transpires. I either need a coil, I need a carburetor, I need a belt, the tires are flat, but this time I ended up with a short that I wasn't aware of, and the engine compartment wiring harness caught fire. This thing toasted. I mean, it fried the whole thing. It just went crispy critter on it, okay? And so what I ended up doing, I was actually gonna go ahead and rewire this whole thing myself, independently of a wiring harness. But by the time I did a quick search like on eBay, and I actually came across a wiring harness for 116, matched perfectly. It was about $40. And so for the cost of buying the connectors and the wire and the time and the hassle, I went ahead and bought the wiring harness. And it was real easy to replace because all you had to do was unplug and plug in all the ports. And I ended up finding the ignition switch, so I got that put in. And I'm not going to go through all the details of what I had to do to get the wiring harness in. I'm not going to test anybody's intelligence, okay? But it's not real hard to connect connectors together that don't connect to anything else. So if you ever have to end up doing this and you can get you a wiring harness, no matter whatever it is that you're fixing, I highly recommend doing that. I just plugged it all up and I was able to get this thing started with one exception. And that is I had to end up bypassing the switch for the seat. The seat didn't have one. The last wiring harness was bypassed also. But what I really want to do is I want to get this battery out. I got like one wire I need to replace, and I want to show you the compartment so that if you're having to deal with this, you kind of have an idea about where everything goes. I searched and searched and searched and could not find a clear picture or clear schematic of what the wiring look like down below. There are a couple of things that you need to be aware of. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what that is. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this battery off of here. And these batteries don't come with like ends on them. And so what I did is I took a couple carriage bolts. This end right here that's beveled has a square end on it, and I actually drove that into the terminal so that it would hold it tight, and then I could just take these on and off as I needed and take the battery right out. You can see the wire that's attached to that relay. This one right here, that one fried. I just got a replacement for it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and then that'll tidy up everything under the hood. Okay, so anyway, there you go. I couldn't fit all of us in there to get that wiring taken care of, but you see I have that red line that comes off the solenoid where the one battery cable joins on that side, goes to the relay, which is that little gray square rectangular thing, and then the red line that you see coming off the other side of that actually goes into the wiring harness. And you can see there at the top on the left-hand side, that is the purple wire, and that goes onto your solenoid. And then if you have a post on the right-hand side, that just gets grounded to the frame. So that's what all that looks like in there. You know, when I was looking online trying to figure out, because my wires were fried, I had no idea what went where, get a good look and have a little bit of time to study that wiring in there. But that's really the basic hookups for the wiring harness to get it started. The plugs, of course, on the wiring harness, they match up to the PTO and your key switch. Really can't mess that up because they only plug on one way. Next thing I need to do to tidy up this wiring here is this line coming off of the wiring harness actually should be running up underneath of the tractor. And this is the safety switch for the seat. I don't have one. I've never had one ever since I owned the tractor. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of shorten up this line, and then I'm going to cut it, right? And then I'm going to peel this back. Pull that clippy off there. Okay, so I've got the two purple wires, wire strippers, and I'm just going to peel those two purple lines. Alright, there we go. I'm going to twist those two lines together. And I'm just going to make sure that I keep that separate of all the other lines. Then I wrap this tape around here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line here, I'm going to lay it in, and I'm going to tape around it. Keep it safe and secure and separate. And then I'm going to take this other line here. I'm going to lay it in there. Roll the tape around it. Keep it safe and secure and separate. And then I'm just going to go ahead and seal that off. Looks pretty good to me. And now I'm just going to place that wiring down inside the engine compartment and get it out of the way. And there you have it, one bypass safety switch. Okay, make sure I got my battery cables all situated here. Positive cable goes on what would be the driver's side. Set the battery down in the box. Ow! Get the ground. I know you can't see that, but I get it. I'll let you see it before I finish it off. Ground attached to the battery. Make sure they're both nice and snug. Come on, snug. Okay, that's all together. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and we're gonna pull this choke, and I'm gonna turn that key, and I'm gonna see if my tractor starts up. Watch me have a dead battery or something. Wow. How about that? I'm excited. All right, this tractor started, and right now it's not on my last nerve, so I'm good to go. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm done. All I gotta do is put some air in the tires, get some gas, and let this thing hit the yard. And we can get that 3-foot grass mow. All right, so once again, we have one fully operational lawn tractor till something else goes wrong.